Welcome to American New Network, man. This is Greg G. New episode got, Big Money Dame in here. And of course, one of the best barbers on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Garcon Johnson in the building today. Welcome to our episode of Chopping It Up. Today, man, we got so much to talk about. You know the theme, man, barbershop theme. Anything goes on in the barbershop, there's no limits with chopping it up, man. Current events and everything that we have going on. So, man, stay tuned, man. We always keep it live for you. Dame, what's goody, homie?
What's popping? I'm enjoying having a good beard, a full beard. I mean, when I was first trying to grow it in, it was patchy here, and so it didn't look right to me. So I went and got that. I was looking on TikTok. I'm not gonna lie, I can find out anything on TikTok.
Everybody can.
Like how I was like trying to see like what's the name of the beard styles and all that. But either way, I got that little roller thing, and little pins and shit. So I did that for like a month, and that shit kind of grew in. I don't know if it was because of that. Was it because of that, or does that work? Is that real? Because it did. All of a sudden, it came in. Pause.
It works sometimes. You can say that.
Sometimes.
What it do is stimulate the blood vessel in your face. With your pores, open your pores so they help you.
So I got a question, right? Now, I'm not gonna hold you. My shit been fucked up, right? This shit is, I don't even care. That's what it is. But, I'm not a guy that's gonna ever like put a rug on my head or something fake or anything. And no disrespect. Do you do that? Do you put the paste on and do all that?
We do all that.
You do that?
All that.
Do you keep a straight face?
If you check out some of those guys that's
I'm not. I would never know. I don't be looking at niggas like that. But anyway, like I don't even see it. That's why I'm like I missed it. Like the Steve Harvey thing when they were talking about Steve Harvey shit. I was like, that shit was a wig. I didn't know that. And no disrespect to Steve Harvey, but I just didn't know. So I was looking and I saw someone that I thought like the way they like. So number one, I saw Timberland, right? And he went and got some shit. And it wasn't a wig, it wasn't no pasting, and he got some implant, and it looked like that shit grew back. And then I seen somebody else, and it was like they take follicles and they put it there, and like I believe that right now, I don't really think it would be corny to do that. Not that I'm doing that, because it's still your real hair. You feel what I'm saying? I don't love the tattoo on the head. Like I don't like that much because you could kind of tell. But if you look at like some, but I was curious about it. Like I was trying to imagine what I would look like because no one has to be bald anymore. There's operations for that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't like dye or put fake hair on me. But I wouldn't be mad if they planted some hair shit and I got a hairline and my shit.
On the barn, something like that.
I remember there was a time it looked like it. You know what I mean? But again, I'd be like, I'm not even.
No, because it's like throughout when you first came out of the time, it was edged up, clean to death, and then by the fourth quarter, it's just
hair follicle.
Oh, you did that?
That's what he did.
So what do you think about that?
Hair follicle is basically it's like a little spray, little hair follicle. You just spray it. You spray like a.
It's like they pull it from someplace and put it in your head.
What you're saying right now is actually that's your real hair.
Yeah, it's your
actually your real hair. They take it from the back. Yeah. It's actually because you'll go bald on the top, but your hair will always go on the side and the back.
Yeah, my shit always be.
They'll take that and blend it into the little hair follicle on your hair.
I don't understand why white people like the shit to be right here. I asked my girl, I said, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just take it all off? And they said, because you wear a hat.
Yeah, because they wear a hat.
But that's hilarious to have the convertible.
Yeah.
I don't want the
Take
drop
top
top
down.
Because imagine if like a girl has an expectation you having a head of hair and you take your shit off and they like, ah! Like, that shit would be funny.
Nowadays you see a lot of men, back in the day, they used to call it toothpaste.
Yeah, I remember this.
It's nothing new.
Now,
All it is, it's the same thing a woman was doing back then with the glue in the hair. It's just now we live in like a ginger. Everybody can do whatever nowadays.
I'm not doing that.
They're just basically using the same thing.
Let's not say everybody. I'm not doing that. I'm not no disrespect to anybody, but I'm not doing beard dye unless it's for a movie, and I'm not putting a wig or any glue on my body. It'll pause to that shit. I just can't do it.
I got clients that's 67 years old. When they come to the chair, I get them done. with the beard color, hair color, and all that.
Yeah.
I take 20 years off.
I'll take 20 years off.
You know the thing about that is I don't care how old I look as long as I look good.
Mm.
Like to me, like I think like warriors is opposed to age. I think like well, put it like this: I've never had any problem walking into a room and young girls being around me to where I'm like, yo, you know I'm 50. You know what I mean? And to be like, how could I be the oldest nigga in the room? And it doesn't matter. It's just I just feel like if a dude shows what makes him insecure, then it's like showing what your weakness.
You feel like it shows on the outside.
It's just vanity. Like I'm like, yo, I don't really care. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I'm not a girl. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it don't matter what I look like. It's how I act.
So which is on, but you gotta understand that.
Yeah.
There's guys that's considered pretty boys. They gotta keep a certain look.
They don't get the girls.
They really don't.
That's what I noticed when I was young. Pause to be like, cause I had curly hair and I was like, they would be thinking I'm a pretty boy type shit, and I was like, nah, I'm not a pretty boy. Don't ever call me a high yellow nigga. Like I don't care how, I don't care. Yeah, none of that. Like I said, yeah, Pretty Ricky. Like I be playing with my son and my nephews and shit, and I'd be like, Pretty Ricky, like acting like a pretty boy to me is the most demasculating. Like I think a woman wants a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't want nobody that act like a girl or that's in the mirror more than them. Or like, and again, no disrespect to like bodybuilding and shit, but like being in the mirror and looking at yourself oiled up, I can't do that. Like I used to tease niggas like they would go, "You want this art?" I'm like, the art of looking at a nigga with in speedos. Like I don't think vanity for men is a good fit. You know what I mean? Like being clean and well. Like I'm definitely always be well groomed. I'm gonna match, but I'm not doing no extra like to be pretty. Like nah, nobody want to be pretty.
Just want to feel good about yourself.
Yeah, you just want to give it your best. Like stay in shape. Like right now, to me, I'm definitely a good 15 pounds, not where I want to be. And the reason why is because when I had to move out of my crib in Beverly Hills because there was mold in it. Because that shit will kill you. And I'm going to a kid's jail in Chicago. I've been talking about it, but they found mold in there, so they got to shut that jail down. And if they don't, the next time we at this chair, I'm gonna say a lot of names. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even playing. Or you might read about it in the news. But mold will kill you. You know what I'm saying? And they sent. So I had to move out the house, and Rocky sent my workout shit to the ranch, and I'm like, yo, we don't be in the ranch. Like I need my workout shit here. So so I ended up having to get a bag. I don't have my full workout shit here. You feel me? So, and then I've been moving on. There's no excuses. You know what? I'm getting back in shape. Period.
Next time you see him, man, he's going to be nice.
You're going to see it because it don't take long. Because muscle memory is important. So if you've been working out your whole life, you could lose it and get it right back. It's like boxers. They get fat, pause, and they get right back in shape. It's muscle memory. That's why I be telling my children, like, you just got to get the memory so you can always get it back.
Never lose it.
Because sometimes you might go
that,
a couple months, and you're not right, but then it takes like 3 weeks, a straight month, and you're right back. But it is your responsibility to me as a man to keep yourself in shape, be clean, have your hygiene right. Like I get my nails done, but I don't put no polish on it and no shit like that, or no buff. I'm not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do the beard diamonds. You can't have like right now. It's a messy, dry beard. It's a look, but you have to make the shit. It gotta be right. You know what I mean? So yeah. So that's just me.
But it's very what you just said earlier about men nowadays feel like they have to look a certain type of way. As a man's supposed to look certain. Like he's supposed to look like a man. You don't want to look too clean cut.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You don't want your clothes to be too tight,
you don't want to be.
You gotta be a man. And
at least that's the way certain men feel, but certain men don't.
Those kind of things are for the kids of this generation.
But so let me ask y'all a question. So with that being said, do you like with the barbershop? Do you feel like this is one of the most important places or spaces that a man should be able to bring his son and teach him these are the way that men talk. These are the conversations that we have, because it seems nowadays these are the only places that we can get the true talking. This is the only places that we can have true conversation without being judged by it or.
Well, if you get a bunch of dudes sitting someplace for hours, whether it's jail or whether it's a barbershop, it's gonna be a lot of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like for my son, it's just showing him how to be a man and how to take care of himself and knowing what haircuts to get and even social skills are important. Like if you notice, I practice arguing with my son because I want his brain sharp. I want his comebacks right. I want if someone tries to pivot, he'll be able to catch him because,
he's sharp on it.
I'm just keeping him sharp. I play certain kind of brain games with him, even down to the situation that happened with your son, and then I showed you the situation that happened with my son. I never had a chance to show him how to act with the police. It's a lesson that you got to teach your kids. Like, yo, when the police come, walk the fuck away. Or start running the camera. But if they say walk away, walk away. Because you don't want to go through the system. Do not put your hands in their face at all. Just walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the best thing to do is don't let them violate. They might fuck around and squeeze a trigger. Or you don't want to get hit with the stun gun and be looking all stupid on tape. Just walk away. But I never got to have that conversation with my youngest son, Lucky. But I will have that conversation early with baby Dusko. You know what I mean? And I don't even remember if I had it with Boogie. But
see, it's 2024, and a lot of people, especially white people, don't understand that we actually have this conversation. We gotta have
that. You gotta have
with our kids from the age of 5, 6, 7, 8
to stay alive.
I gotta tell my son, which is sad. My son at 6 years old, hey, when you see this group of people doing certain things, you don't want to be part of that group. If an officer come, you know what I'm saying, just make sure you don't talk.
Don't trigger them.
You know, make sure you keep the moving. And it's sad, but it's the fact. We gotta have this conversation.
But I mean, like, that's why I said the barbershop is important, because there are a lot of, and we know this, there are a lot of absent dads in a lot of these kids' life, and a lot of young boys just like me growing up. You know, I came in the barbershop and, believe it or not, they were telling me the right thing to do. Like, I didn't have a dad that would be like, yo, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to catch you on this corner, I want to catch you on this block. It's like the barbershop provided a place where they're going to say, young blood, you're doing it wrong, you're moving the wrong way, or they say you're playing sports. You know, the barbershop was a place of, you know, people, it was well respected.
It was almost like a place of accountability.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? Like, you get to see how someone's progressing. So one week you studying for a test, and the next week the barber could say, how'd you do on your test?
Exactly.
Or, watch you go from high school to college, and college being a man. You just grow with people. And certain people, like I used to go to Shabazz on 116th Street when I was younger. And certain people, like there was a certain day I would go, and there was a certain day most people, so it was like a circle of people that you started to get to know. And then, if I had a new car, I used to love pulling up to the barbershop so everyone could see my car. Or if I had any kind of something that I felt I was proud of, going in the barbershop for that approval was also important. But I've been owned a barbershop. And all we used to do in that motherfucker is argue. We used to argue every day about everything, all day long.
And I love that. That was an opinionated place, to where you can have these arguments and it didn't turn into a fight, didn't turn into a shootout. You know, it was just an understanding of strong-minded people. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, I didn't have anybody to take me to the barbershop, so when I did have a chance to go up there, I used to just soak up all the knowledge. And when I had my son, before I had a son, I said I learned how to cut hair, because I want to give them that barbershop feeling. Like, people like, you know how to cut hair, why you want to cut your own? I'm robbing the community of, you know what I'm saying? That's a place I need to tell my son, this is a man's place. This is where we have those conversations that are not off limits, that are not politically correct and things like that. And when I came in the barbershop, like in his shop, I come in there, I'm gonna start. We're gonna have a big conversation. We're gonna have a big debate. We're gonna have these guys that believe in this and these guys that look at it this way, and I feel like that's healthy.
This is what I know because I hear about it all the time. For the last 20 years, there's definitely a lot of arguments in the barbershop about my perspective versus other people's perspective. And so many people like, you know how many times I had to argue and stick up for you in the barbershop? Almost every place I've ever gone in every state, people that fuck with me like that, they always say that that's where the forum is for the Dame Dash and Homeboy argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that you're catching a lot of people in the transition mode as well. See, in the barbershop, nobody has it figured out. But you have a couple guys that are going to come in there and they may be going through something in their life and maybe getting that right piece of advice right there in the barbershop, just sitting back listening. Because as men, we all go through the same things. You feel what I'm saying? We all go through hard times, trials, tribulations. We all have women problems. There's nothing excluded. I've had arguments in the barbershop about you before. I remember one a long time ago. Me and him, we had a discussion. It was a big one. When we had just watched the Breakfast Club interview. Did we turn it on in there or did we watch it separate, John?
Or the Breakfast Club interview. I'm sure that went platinum in the barbershop.
We put it on.
Yeah, so we put it on. And so, me, I'm in there on my, everybody should be a boss. Everybody should be a boss here. And so he's like, nah, dude, that ain't really what it's saying. So, and he's like, wait till you get your own. And when I got my truck rolling and everything, and I started seeing things from the way that he said it, he said, so now, you see what you're saying? Everybody's not meant to be a boss. Everybody's...
Well, my perspective on that is everyone, at least a man, should desire to be a boss. And you should at least try. Not everyone's going to make it. So I always say this ain't for everybody, but from my perspective, it should be. It's like if I see somebody get smacked and not fight for themselves, I don't comprehend that. Like how you don't fight for yourself. It ain't for you to fight for yourself, but I don't agree with that.
See,
you would never come, the comprehension part of it because greatness, all the great ones, to them, it's like it's a no-brainer.
It's normal.
Like Michael Jordan would see somebody, what you doing? Like Michael Jordan can never be a coach because he's gonna tell you, man, just go out there and get it done. But
or practice all day. You gotta put that extra work in.
Mind, it's like it is. What's not working?
It's like why wouldn't you practice to be the best?
And you got people in this world, they just want to do enough.
But what I'm saying, the misconception...
A lot of people are trained to do enough.
So the misconception that I get from it is that you have a lot of people that want to be the boss of the same thing that somebody else is being the boss of. And it's like, you have to find your own lane.
They want to reap the benefits of being a boss.
Yeah.
But they don't know what it is to have to lose money to gain money, collect money, be accused of shit, be on have to pay people even if you ain't make $1 that day. Shit like that. You have to be accountable for like things that you can't control, but still people got to get paid if they showed up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, that's where I feel like that's where everybody should find their own lane and say, okay, I'm gonna build my own lane, man. I'm gonna choose to be the greatest in this lane. Because what we find a lot of times, guys want to be the boss and the best in every lane possible, and you can't be that. You can strive for that, but you can't be that. Be the best that you can be in the lane that you built, that you understand, and that's for you. And that's why I was saying I felt like everyone can be a boss. It's just that we all can't be the boss of the same thing.
Well, boss never stop working.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but why? Because the boss has people to feed.
Yeah.
Because the boss usually is worried about their family. They're not worried about what other people think of a real boss. A real boss cares more about other people, the people they love, before they care about themselves. So, again, when my son almost got hit by a car, I jumped in front of that shit. You understand what I mean? Without even a question. Like, I'd rather break every bone in my body than even have to break a pinky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want him to feel no pain, especially on my watch. That's not happening. So, the boss just wants to make sure his people are healthy. So, like, one of the arguments, and again, I ain't getting into the political thing, but, like, I remember talking to some people that I respect that support Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yo, he keep winning. And I'm like, this was a couple years ago, before he lost the last thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how does he keep winning if his whole crew is in jail? Like, if my crew is in jail and I'm not, and especially if it's some shit I did
Mm-hmm.
or was a part of and I got them to be a part of it, I lost. That's not a W to me. And that was how I was gauging the win. I'm not gauging it how much money he made. I'm gauging it on how much money his people had to pay in legal fees, bail, and how much time they had to do.
Yeah.
So if you a crew and you got 10 dudes with you and 8 went to jail and 2 got killed, are you a good boss? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because the boss wants everyone in on the
Remember, we
team.
ain't doing the size though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I gauge a W. Like even right now for me, as everybody that worked with me, from Rockefeller to DD 172, all of them that became successful, whether we fell out or not, it showcases to me that I was a good boss because I taught them how to be bosses. A boss don't teach someone how to work for you. A boss teaches somebody how to quit and work for themselves.
Exactly.
And that's what I did. So I'm like, I'm a good boss as far as making sure that my people become bosses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And making sure that the companies that I work with are always profitable.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always an exit strategy with a sale.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I get money, it's contagious.
Mm-hmm.
When I get money, a lot of people get money, not just me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at somebody that when they get money, they're the only ones and they had a team, they not a good boss, bro. If someone's artists are broke and they're rich, they're not a good boss. The boss don't mean the richest. The boss means who made everyone else the richest.
Yeah.
That's a good boss. So what would you rather have? Somebody that's going to make sure that they rich on time, or someone that's going to make sure that you could walk away, be rich on your own, and let your girl look at you and your children look at you as a boss? Because that's what I try to teach. Because to me, having other men depend on me is pause, just as not masculine as the man that's dependent on a man. So having men dependent on me is a weakness for me. You know, that makes me look weak, having men dependent on me. Just as weak as the men that are dependent on me, to me.
Yeah.
That's weakness. I don't need you. I don't have to be up under you to make money my whole life. Any one of y'all. So that's why I make so many people rich, because as soon as I make them rich, I don't try to drag them on. I'm out. And that's my record and my pattern.
Yeah. You good.
Like, yo, here, movies, boom. Here, Kev, do your thing. Here, homie, do your thing. Here, do your thing. Everybody that you see, there's not many people that were good people, that really gave 100, that were around me that aren't bosses today. You know, some way, shape, or form. That aren't doing better than every other civilian around them.
I just watched the interview with Bean saying something to that extent about you. I guess him, Bleak, and Freeway, they did a show this weekend, and Beans was doing an interview, and it was like, do you ever regret, you know, your decision to choose Rockefeller over Rough Riders and all these other people? He was like, no. He said, because, you know, he learned a lot. He like, Dame was a boss. Yeah, a lot of times you're not going to see eye to eye, but that's where you meet in the middle. He said, and you were one of the people that met in the middle. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all will have everybody's going to have their disagreements about certain things. We're all strong-minded people, but if you're a person that really understands and can put your pride to the side, then you'll meet right here in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I mean...
Well, I find that bosses don't get offended when people are honest or don't agree. But soldiers are. You know, a soldier's heart is broken if you don't fucking tell them that they did everything right. You know what I mean? It's like, why would I tell you did something right and it's wrong? And you're going to do it again and you're going to hurt yourself. You know, like, I'll give you a hug later. Pause. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's like,
Yeah, I mean,
I never like get mad. Like you see me here interact with people, and it's always equal, no matter what. Like
yeah,
it's like you can say what you gotta say. I say it. Like even snapping on me. You never see me get mad if somebody snapping on me.
nah.
I just heat you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we gonna snap, but I'm not gonna get mad. How could I get mad at someone's honesty and I'm honest?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, people that get mad when you're honest aren't honest. You know what I mean? That means they're like, yo, I would have lied to you. You should have lied to me. You know what I mean? Like, nah, nigga, don't lie to me and tell me I'm hot and pause my shit is good and it's not. It's like if I got food on my lip or on my mustache and it's green and I think I'm cool and you don't tell me, to me that's sucker shit. Like if I'm like, yo, homie, wipe your face, you got some shit on you, and you like, yo, you get mad about that? You like, yo, you rather me let you walk around looking like you got a booger on your face? Like I'm gonna tell you, you know what I mean? You got some shit in your teeth. Like I'm not mad. I'm just trying to help you. Mm-hmm. But some motherfuckers get mad over it. Like, yo, don't tell me when you're in front of girls. Like, come on, man, get out of here. You know. So again, I think people that want to evolve because they know that the more they know, the better they are. Mm-hmm. As opposed to people that don't want to know because they're too lazy to do it. They be like, don't even tell me how to do it because now I'm responsible. Mm-hmm. And now I got to make excuses. And now I got to blame you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that to me, that is a lot of the way that I see it. You know, a lot of people just want to make excuses instead of making it happen. And they're always looking for somebody to blame rather than take accountability.
Soldiers.
You get what I'm saying? But everybody is always still saying, and I want to be a boss, I want to be this, and I want to be that. And like you just said, it has to be in you. You know, that's something you can teach someone that, but how are you sure that?
How could you not want to be a boss?
Some people they don't want. I think they don't want to take the risk.
What's the risk? Like you might end up working for somebody?
No, but
the
just
fear
like,
of what?
Because okay,
to me the failing would be, but it's not like I'm not disrespecting anyone that has to work for somebody. Mm-hmm. But wouldn't that be what the fear would be? The nightmare for me would be to have to work for somebody. So I'm not going to start at the nightmare. I'm going to fight as much as I can so I don't end up at the nightmare. See, that has to be the nightmare. So it's like, what's the nightmare? Like, you know, to certain people, it's like, number one, you're always going to be able to eat. You know, number two, I just think people don't have enough faith because things don't happen overnight. Mm-hmm. Like bosses, you have to get tested to be a boss. You can't be a general unless you fought a war. Mm-hmm. So you kind of got to go fix it and still pay people and still be, you know, stand up. That is what a boss is. Mm-hmm. You know, I take pride in taking losses because I get back up and win. That's what a boss does.
See, but I think it's a lot of guys that are scared to take a loss.
They're not
feeling
bosses.
like they'll never see it again because that's the only. Okay, I look at it like this. Would you want to save money yourself, or would you need someone to save money for you?
What is saving money? I don't do that.
But that's the whole problem. Thing. But that's the whole thing. That's what I'm saying. A lot you hear a lot of dudes saying, "I got to stack my bread," but
I'm not saying you shouldn't. Like you should have money just in case. Mm-hmm. But for me, I'm you know, if you have cash flow and you keep, like it's reckless though. I'm reckless, man. I wouldn't suggest people be like me, but it's not enough money. To me, holding money is too expensive. That's number one. Mm-hmm. So the kind of money that I can hold is the kind of money that, you know, either someone could steal or 40 to 50% of it got to go to taxes, or, you know, it got to be held in a bank, and then that means it can get snatched and you're not getting it back if the government decides to take it just because of a misunderstanding or a timing issue of when you made the money. Mm-hmm. You know, I'd rather the money be in businesses and shit. So I have PTSD of holding money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It doesn't work out for me.
Everything you hold is start moving.
Yeah, they ain't doing nothing.
Start doing nothing.
But I have things. You always want to have things you can liquidate. Yeah. Like a building, or some, you know, things that if you need the money, it might be a process to get it. But sometimes if the money's right there, just to get out of a hot situation, you might prematurely give it up. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things that if I had the money to buy, I would, and then I end up getting it for free. And I'm like, damn, I'm glad I didn't pay for that. Mm. If I had the money for it, I would have ended up doing that. So I find that I get more when I don't have the resources than when I have the resources, which is crazy. So when I got millions in the bank, I don't get a lot done, but I pay for a lot. When I don't have millions in the bank, I get way more done.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have to, I do it a different way. It's like you get more crafty when you're in a certain situation.
It's almost like against all odds. Like when you don't
gotta
have
figure
access
shit
to it,
out.
it's like you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Like it's repetition, basically, is what it is. If
like look what we're doing right now, right?
mm-hmm.
So let's say I had raised, $10 million to do this television network, just 10,
Mm-hmm.
right? People raise a lot more. I'd have 5, 6 people in here right now. It would be probably 10 people here working that don't need to work.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that's the way I'm programmed to do things when I got money.
Mm-hmm.
But we figured out how to do it with like Nicolette and Josh, and we figured it out.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even know I could do it like this if I had the bread, because I wouldn't even try it this way.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So sometimes, lack of resources makes it where you end up saving so much money, or if you had the money, you would have blew it, ended up owing it, and now you have to sell your shit in distress.
Yep. Because how I look at it, I was taught at one time that the repetition, challenge yourself to do something you never done before, and keep failing at it until you become good at it.
That's called practice.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's the only way.
Yeah, but
whoever thinks that they're gonna win the first time as an entrepreneur is sadly mistaken, and you're not meant to be an entrepreneur. Getting into a new business means, and you can't say fail unless you quit.
Mm-hmm.
It means burn while you learn.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna spend a lot of money, and things aren't gonna go exactly the way you thought. You're gonna have to pivot, but until you make $1, you're bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to figure out how to fuck. Like I said, most people go raise money and blah blah blah. I just hit the street, and the thing is, I'm always dreaming way bigger than my pocket. Always, like I'm always dreaming 10 times bigger than what I got, and I always go shopping like I got it, because it ain't no way I ain't gonna get it if I can visualize having it.
There's an old saying say, you see my glory, but you don't know my story.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time, in the business world, anybody that's successful business, they have more downfall than winning.
Oh, 100%.
It's through that trial and tribulation, and you figure things out. Oh, wow, I can actually overcome this. That fear is gone now. People fear the unknown. That's why a lot of people are afraid to open up a business.
Well, that's the thing. You have to fail, or at least what's considered fail, to know that it ain't so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So once you say, oh, that's what it is, that ain't that bad. I could do that. But unless you ever felt you scared to death of, fail first and see how it feels before you fucking be scared of it. Like, let it hurt first before you be
and see
scared
if you
to
can
hear it.
sustain it, and see if like
Because like people want to box. Like my son was like, yo, he talking about being a boxer. I'm like, yo, have you ever gotten in a ring at all? Like you ever, you know what it is? Like, do we play? I'm like, bro, before you think about doing this at a professional level, get in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Like you never been in the ring, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
And you never been in front of somebody really trying to hurt you. Like I used to, that's why I used to box. Like if you never had a fight, even if you're good at fighting, by hitting a bag or whatever, you don't really know how good you are.
Cause that bag ain't hitting back.
You don't know how you're gonna stand up in front of somebody. You don't know. And that curiosity is something that can stop you from doing things. But once you know, then you like, oh, I could take a punch. I could fight for 3 rounds in front of, I could do that all day. So again, the shit most people are scared of, once they do it, they're like, why was I scared of this? You just gotta do it.
Yeah, because what they say fear is false evidence appearing real. We make it up in our minds that, this is gonna be fucked up because of certain things we've never been through before, and we just automatically grasp fear like, oh, what if this and what if that? And then once you go through it, it ain't as bad as the thought that you put in your mind. You say to yourself like, oh man, that shit wasn't nothing.
Well, like Dan said, a lot of people don't really believe in themselves. They'll start something, they'll do this because that's what's trending. But you got no faith, no belief. When you don't have that, you're not going to live it. And you can't watch somebody's business that'll be in the business for 10 years and expect 1 year to be there. That's 10 years of trial and tribulation for them to be where they at. That'll affect a lot of us black folks. We want that quick come up. We don't understand. I gotta go to
think you're going to never have a bad year.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a great year, and then have a bad year, and then have a great year for 2 years. You might have 3 bad years, and you might have 5 good years.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter.
What happened to COVID? Nobody expected that to happen.
Yeah.
Nobody saw it coming. You know, you can be on top of your game. You gotta shut down. You gotta shut down and be like, hold up, man. I want to what to do now.
Yep.
Nah, that's where the bosses come through. How do you adjust? What kind of adjustment are you gonna make?
And especially when you're in business, you want to do something that hasn't been done before, so that, you know, number one, you hustling in the future. You got to think about what people will be doing in 10 years. What are they going to be doing in 10 years? Like, if you think in 10 years that, you know, the business models aren't going to change, then you hustle for some people that things that people were doing 5, 20 years ago. It's just wasting time. You got to relearn things when it happens. So that's why I'm always, you know, it's like a gift and a curse for me, but I'm always up on shit about 5 to 10 years before anyone else is, just because I'm looking for it. And then when I come to market where no one's ready, and then people copy my ideas, they go raise money, they give up 80% of their company, you know, and they get it done, but they don't own it. It's like certain people observe my ideas, they go sell it to the devil.
Mike.
And let the devil fund it. Like, no, that's his idea. Let me go let the devil fund it. Yeah, but I don't take the devil's money. See, that's the difference. I never took the devil's money.
Yeah.
I would work with the devil. I don't mind working with the devil as long as I get the lion's share. But we could only be doing good shit. Because the devil's gonna try to tempt me to do bad shit. But it's not. It's a, you know, you do have freedom of choice, and that's where I think God tests to see what you're gonna choose to do. Because there's choice.
Bars right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Bars right there.
Yeah.
Give your idea to the devil. You know, I never really look at it that way.
Oh yeah.
A lot of us do that though.
Most shit is funded by the devil.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When the devil paid for it, the devil's the only one that win, man.
You don't want something back.
So,
you want it all.
Want it all.
Another topic I want to bring up. So last week we talked about the Kendrick Lamar song that he dropped, and we were anticipating what the reply would be from J. Cole and Drake. And in that time, J. Cole released a diss track of his own. And not within even a week of it releasing, he got on stage and he apologized. How do y'all feel about that?
Well, I can tell you this. As a fan, I'm disappointed. So if Tank is about to fight Devin Haney, and, you know, for sport, because to me, I'm looking at this, it ain't real. To me, it shouldn't be. Those guys are both smart enough for that. So it's entertainment. And those are warriors. And I want to see them fight, as long as they keep it on vinyl. So if Tank punches Devin Haney in the face, and Devin Haney punches Tank back and then goes, yo, I'm sorry, man, and then they become friends, then they're not fighting no more. I'm not going to be entertained. Bad for the sport. When Jay battled Nas and Jay came back with that whack shit that Irv gave the beat for, and you know he was saying the shit he shouldn't have been saying. I wasn't there for that. He knew it was whack. He knew he had broke form, broke the nigga code by talking about another man. You know the shit he spoke about. And he went on the radio the next day and was like, yo, you know, my mom said I should apologize. And he was saying sorry. And I was in the radio, I was in the office, like, texting, like, stop, get off the radio. Don't say sorry. It's a battle. Like, so, to me, it was like J. Cole throwing, and no disrespect to J. Cole, but as a fan, it seemed like he threw up the white flag. And I think he was smart on a business level to capitalize and put an album out with the retaliation, and that shit did well from what I saw. So for business, it was smart to put it out. Personally, I wouldn't have gave 7 minutes pause. I didn't even hear the whole shit. I thought that Kendrick assassinated them niggas with the lyrics, and the beat was vicious in like 8 bars or whatever it was, like quick bars, and got out of there. And it seemed like it bugged him so much that he gave him 7 minutes. But it wasn't a vicious 7 minutes. Like, I don't want to hear the Simpsons and all that in that rap after this nigga was talking. Because the shit he was saying, like when they were breaking it down, the words and all that, I was like, that nigga's ill. Like, I was like, that's some real ill poetry, lyrical assassin. And he's stepping up for the sport. I don't know what was happening behind the scenes. I just saw a lyricist like, yo, I'm the best, and you're going to have to prove it. So I just think that in that moment, him apologizing, to me was saying, yo, you won, you the best. I can't fuck with you. That's how I saw it. I'm not mad at him. I think it's great he could take the high road, but what high road? They were fucking battling. Nothing was said that was too disrespectful to me. I ain't hear nothing about kids. Niggas ain't talk about wives. So it wasn't a beef. You know what I mean? A beef is when niggas gonna kill each other. It was a lyrical. I just think personally, I think he didn't get the response he thought he was gonna get from that 7 minutes. Paul.
But a lot of people saying that he won. Not me personally. I feel like he should have responded in the same way that he always responds. You know,
he's too vicious for that. I wanted to see I wanted him to go back and forth. And I know, again, and again, we're in the barbershop, our version of, and this ain't no chatty patty shit. I'm a fan of the sport. This is like me talking about a Raiders versus the Denver Broncos or some shit. You know what I mean? And I'm a Raider fan. It's like if I'm gonna talk about the game, this is the game. I ain't talking about no personal lives. So as a fan, I would say that J. Cole took an L, and I really wonder, did he, what Drake felt about that, and is Drake going to now have to fight on his own? It's almost like wrestling and shit. Like I'm watching Michael Rappaport start saying he likes Donald Trump. It's like when a wrestler goes from one side to the other, the Dark Knight to the light, and they just go back and forth, But I just don't think it, from what it appeared, as lyrical as J. Cole is and as much as he knows the rules, I just feel like his feelings might have been hurt. He said it. He said it doesn't feel good. I didn't want to hear that. I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to hear that. What I heard, that's not what I wanted to fight. So it didn't sound like fighting. It sounded like a wounded warrior.
It's two different views.
But it could, again, now, I don't want to hear about this nigga talking about me and his rhymes because I had an opinion. I don't want none of that. That's just how I saw it. I'm Dame Dash. I've been in a lot of battles, so we used to battle. Like, that's what we did. Like, Jay battled Big L, and Sauce I seen them get in fight. Like, we used to get at niggas. So, and then I got Murder Mook, I'm around battle rappers.
Yeah.
So for battle rap rules, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Period.
And like you said, as a fan,
As a fan, I was disappointed.
And I'm glad that you point that out. Because when I first view it, I'm like, okay, he's a grown man for doing that, apologizing.
What did he do wrong?
From the media standpoint.
What did he do wrong though?
Because he felt like he felt like
people
well, that's the problem is he was more mad at what the people were saying than as to what Kendrick Lamar said.
And I think he realized giving a man 7 minutes of your time.
Yeah, the 7 minutes.
That's what he was like, damn, I shouldn't do that. 7 minutes is way too much.
But why apologize?
I don't even think he gave him 7 minutes.
What was he apologizing for?
I just felt like he gave too much energy.
But what was he when you apologized? That meant you said I did something wrong to you that I shouldn't have done.
It felt like
who was he apologizing to and what for? So is he apologizing to himself? Is he apologizing to the fans?
I feel like he was apologizing more to the fact that Kendrick hit him with a shot that didn't take for him to dive into all these different things. It's like he made a statement.
Was he apologizing to Kendrick or to hip hop?
I think he was apologizing to himself.
But
I think he was apologizing to hip hop.
He should have. So he might have should have said that to himself. Yeah. Like, why get on the stage and apologize to yourself? So it's like, yo, sorry, Kendrick, because you came at me and I came back with something that was 7 minutes and it might not have been
As impactful as the line that was
But
said
is that
to
what
him.
the apology was for, or was it?
I believe that's what it.
Because I didn't hear nothing so disrespectful.
Nah,
I believe. I believe.
You hear battle rap? The shit they be saying?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, you see,
that's
man,
my shit.
niggas be punching niggas in the
That's
face and
my
all that.
shit, man.
Like they be disrespectful. Like
That's
I be
my
like, now
shit.
that game I'm not playing.
Yeah. Like,
I didn't see none of that.
Coming from you, I kind of did want to see that battle.
I want to see that battle.
Two of the best lyricists we have.
Who wouldn't want to see that battle?
I would like, it's like, yeah.
Who wouldn't want to see that battle?
battle?
Who would not want to see that battle?
Minute battle.
But I don't think the song was 7 minutes. I think that's what he was just calling it, a 7-minute drill. I think me personally, I think that it was more that
he had to drill
he didn't live up.
He could have gave him 8 balls and been out, and it should have just been powerful. It just meant that.
Yeah,
to me, when
the song was only 3 minutes long.
And this might be the pot calling the kettle black, but to me, when somebody spends too much time on, like, if the verse supposed to take eight bars and 16, and he feels they had to give you 100, it's because they didn't feel like they liked it. Yeah. I didn't do enough.
I didn't do it. Something totally more impactful than what he said.
I felt like Kendrick was like, here's whatever it was, 8 to 6, I don't know how many bars that was, but he was dropped the mic on, boom, I'm out. I don't need to say no more. But when I play everybody in ping pong and beat him out, I'm not playing you no more. Mm-hmm. If I got the verse in, I'm done. I'm good. That touched you. Kendrick doesn't even have to say another word until somebody hurts him.
But see that's
until somebody bruises him lyrically. And again, as a fan, this is not personal, but I am still a fan of hip hop, and I want to see that. I wanted to see that back and forth, bro.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think they're done.
It's done.
No, Drake got to say something. Drake,
bro, you can't. Hold on. Now that's one thing you cannot do. Apologize to a nigga, then try to go 5
he's
shots
out
back.
He can't never.
Drake is the last hope for that. But I feel like he felt like the song that he made wasn't as impactful as the 4 lines that Kendrick said about him. That's what I really feel like. Like, damn, it wasn't nothing that I could have said in those 3 minutes. And people were like, oh, well, J. Cole won. It was like, no. Kendrick came through, said what he said, left it like that. The whole song was not about Drake and J. Cole.
He said,
motherfuck the big three, nigga. It's just big me. Yeah.
He said some fly shit. That's what he said.
Yeah, because he named him. He was
he
like
said some fly shit
on first person shooter.
He went into. He got a double homie in one shot. I was like, oh.
And I understand why he responded to that, because if you listen to the first person shooter, he's when J. Cole described the big three, and then he said, well, I guess that I'm Ali. That's why Kendrick responded like, oh, so out of the big three, you Ali. So you saying you the greatest of all time. But I feel like what he said in the 7-minute drill wasn't as impactful as Kendrick just coming out and just saying what he said, and nobody expected it. Everybody was expecting for J. Cole to respond. Everybody was expecting him to say this, that, and the third, and I just don't think that it hit as impactful as,
like I said,
the unexpected.
I know how it feels to be down with a crew, be battling a heavyweight like Nas. For us to throw that first punch and think we dropped him, because we had dropped him with that, because that, we was Summer Jam. We had and again, God bless the dead the kid from Mobb Deep on
Prodigy
with the Michael Jackson. Then we got right at Nas with the Doors beat boom at Summer Jam. Then brought out Michael Jackson. Niggas was dead. But listen, I was there. For the next week after that, graveyard, right? But the nigga Nas came back to life, hit a nigga with that ether.
Got myself.
No, and then he stumbled. He had a nigga stumble, but it was like, how was he gonna hit back? He hit back with some bullshit to me. Yeah. Like I took that L. Like when the niggas was like partying, I was like, yo, this is our first L, and I wasn't here for it, and I'm mad, but it's cool. Mm-hmm. At least he said my name. Mm-hmm. But I know how that feels.
I forgot about that.
And then say sorry. So I've been in that team, and I'm gonna just tell you, me being on the team, I wasn't proud of that. Yeah. And I couldn't speak to homie for 2 weeks. Nah, I just couldn't talk to him. Me and him didn't have that relationship where I'd be like, that was whack. I had to wear off, or else it was gonna be a conversation we never had. Like, yo, that wasn't some shit. why? I'm like, why? Like, you talking about your mother told you? Like, I just didn't like it. So it almost gave me PTSD. Like, I hate it when it happened. I know how that feel. Mm-hmm. Think about Nas versus Jay is definitely the same, almost relatively speaking, as Kendrick Lamar versus J. Cole and Drake. So that's what was gangster to me. He winning 2 heavyweights at the same time, like on some ninja shit. Like, I'm getting at both of y'all in 16 bars, or how many bars it was, and I'm dropping the mic. And I'm going to make you say 7-minute rap and fucking apologize the next day. Now, for the grown and sexy pause, that was, the higher road, but to me, they wasn't beefing.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question.
That was just, that was like 2 poets having a competition and the other poet saying, I'm done.
Now, let me ask you.
That's how I looked at it.
Would you fight a fight that you know you're going to lose? Let's think about it.
It depends on the loss. So, to me, if I fight and give 100%, I won. Even if I take a little more. Like, I've been in fights where it be 30 niggas and I'm trying to fight all of them, and I end up with the fucked up, but I still won.
Yeah. Because I felt like he didn't want to go that far with it.
So if he supposed to go out on the shield, he got to go out on the shield.
Hold on.
He got to go out on the shield.
Y'all not gonna get my man Cole too much. No, hold on. Now this.
If I continue doing this man gonna come harder and harder.
Listen, hey yo.
It's gonna take
now I'm gonna say this. Nah. Hell no. I'm not standing for that. Right? Listen. Let me tell you something about Cold World. I'm gonna say, and this is from my experience.
Because they don't appear to be soft to me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
they not
I
soft
believe he can go back and forth with him all day long. I just feel like his wasn't as impactful as how Kendrick came out and just say, this is what I'm standing on. Because a couple of years ago, you remember Kendrick came on a track and he went at everybody before. Jay Electronica, J. Cole, Drake, all them. What was it? Total Control. It was one song that
he went at Jay Electronica?
He went at Jay Electronica.
And what Jay Electronica said?
He went at,
wait. What? He went at Currency?
He went at everybody, but it was just like a fun, it was like a fun jab.
Like when 50 Cent did the...
Yeah, like, okay, so when Jay said, when 50 had that came out, know how to rob, and he said that line about Jay. It only took Jay to say, I'm about $1, what the fuck is 50 cent? You feel what I'm saying? What else was said past that? Sometimes less is more. And I just feel like he realized that more wasn't the key. You feel what I'm saying? But for you say like he didn't want to keep going in that battle. Now let me tell you something. Cole is something. Listen. When I listen to the track, I feel like he responded to the Big 3 comment. Speaking of Cole, but I felt like that whole verse was aimed at Drake. Now, saying that to say this, like it didn't get that deep in what he said about Cole. Like, fuck the Big 3, nigga, it's just Big Me. Why wouldn't a man shit feel like, nigga, I'm the best? Any man that can say, oh, I'm good, but this nigga bigger than me, how's that shit gonna sound? At the end of the day, now the apologizing, like for the game, that shit is weak. Yes, I feel like he just said like, yeah, this nigga killed me. I should just took this L. Rather than putting this out and saying, damn, I responded too quick. Because we know, and this is what I'm saying, man, Drake got a slick way of saying his shit too. And he said nothing. We still got one more fighter left.
Man, Drake gonna come out with a little R&B album for that, man. A little singing on the side.
Man, no.
But Drake gonna be fun though.
That 5 a.m. in Toronto and that 3 a.m. in Chicago and that 1 a.m. Man, he go at niggas. Drake know how to talk his shit in a certain type of way. Feel what I'm saying? But he's strategic about his. And I just felt like Cole wasn't strategic on how he got back. It was just like everybody else pressuring him. Oh, yo, you ain't gonna get at this nigga? So it's just like I gotta come up with something quick because niggas is in my ear like, you ain't gonna get at this nigga? Or you gonna let this nigga say this to you? You know what I'm saying? Type shit like that. But at the end of the day...
That's what happened. He felt pressure.
Yeah.
And he realized, this ain't me. He got me.
Well, I just feel like he couldn't give his best. I feel like, that was just some some pressure rhymes that came out on. He should have sat and mulled it over for a minute.
You know, somebody hit you in the gut, and you expect.
See, like, okay, like when Big used to respond to Pop. You feel what I'm saying? What's beef? You know what I'm saying? Who shot you? All that shit wasn't right back after, you know, Pop drop hit him up. He was strategic about it. Oh, another thing, dang. So you know they're trying to change the pause game. Instead of saying pause, now they're saying no Diddy.
No. They're gonna remix my game.
They're gonna remix the game, man.
They gonna pause for that, right?
Yeah, no Diddy. I was like, whoa, no Diddy. So just imagine how you got to walk around and now more saying no Diddy instead of like saying pause. Just like you're labeled as that now, and this is what you got to go ride out with the rest of your life like this. That's the crazy part about this game. But all in all, get back to the subject. I just feel like he shouldn't apologize because this is sometimes what the game has needed. You know, because we have too many rappers right now that when they trade shots on a mic is somebody sitting at somebody's dead grave site, sitting at little brother grave site, or say I'm smoking on your little brother.
Now that wasn't that.
I'm just saying for like the entertainment part,
yeah,
for it because we need to get back with that in the rap game because a lot of this shit is way too serious and they take it way too far and it's gotten disrespectful when we talk about beef or beef songs or retaliation songs. This, you know, we needed that right there to make this shit fun again where it was just about lyrics, not I'm from this block or I'm from this gang, because this shit really has gotten out of hand with these kids. And that's one thing that I should say, like, I feel like they could be a model to show cats, like, if we beefing on, it doesn't have to be that serious. You know, we just saying who better rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
You'll never come to that. With them two right there, they're not a violent type of rapper.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what the game needed.
You know?
We needed that.
Well, the thing is, those were two successful rappers.
Mm-hmm.
Two successful rappers. That, and again, I ain't trying to count their bread, but they don't seem to be struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, to me, was a battle of poets. Like a real rap. Like I was like, so like the battles that I hear about with the drill and all that, them just be real street problems that are talked about.
And that's like you had two big artists like Youngboy and Dirt.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This wasn't that. To me, what I saw was a lyrical battle between, you know, people that are highly respected, like not both, you know, not to say anyone's lack of tough, but they're not trying to sell that. They're selling their skills as lyricists.
Yeah.
That's their main thing, is their lyrics. So that's art. That's a art war.
Yeah.
And that was why I'm 50 years old and I don't have a problem, or 53, about to be, and I don't have a problem commenting on it because I'm part of that culture.
Yeah.
A warrior that's been in war is always going to look at other wars if it's a worthy war. I haven't paid attention to any other battles since this one. Plus, you know, I was honored that, you know, Future and them said my name on that record.
Yeah.
So again, I'm like, oh, I'm part of that history too. You feel me? You know, like I said, you know, you got Future talking about my past and the present. That's 3 dimensions in one lyric. You know what I'm saying? And that's an honor. I appreciate that, but you know, not everyone gets their name said and shit. That's so relevant.
Yeah.
You know, so I take that as, you know, a certain kind of homage or compliment. So I'm gonna be partial to them because them niggas, other niggas don't be saying my name that much. But Joe was gangster. Like I'm glad they said my name. You know what I mean? I'm like,
and that's some,
you know,
that's some shy right shit.
just on some like. Those guys are on top of their game, and one of the lyrics that they came up with has my name in it this year. So that means people that are current are still, I'm still relevant.
Yeah.
You know, I made that kind of history, so it's of course that's an honor when my daughter could say, "Yo, my daughter Tallulah, like Future said your name on the thing." I'm like, "Yeah, I heard it." You know, but I'm her dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you know, her friends probably called her. Was like, "You know that Future said your name." You know, and every time she hears that record, she's gonna feel a sense of pride. And any one of my kids.
Yeah.
You know, so that feels good that my kids can enjoy my legacy in such a way that people that are relevant are, you know, still put my name in records.
Yeah.
And that, you know, I must have been wearing it out. Well, I must have been going ham back then. But they, you know, I got more history to make. You know, just like this war. So it's a good time for hip hop. You know, I think. Because you now have like pop culture talking about battles.
Yeah.
Lyrical ones.
Yeah.
And in that way, I'm happy. You know, no one got hurt.
Yeah.
Someone threw in the white flag for whatever reason, I don't know. But it's a good war. And it's already, the saga continues because everyone still wants to wait and see what Drake's going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, in my mind, unless he was playing possum, but I don't see how that's going to work out. I'm probably bring it down a little bit. My girl said she wanted me to bring it down a little bit. Just a little.
Okay.
But it's whatever my girl said.
Yeah, okay. Johnson, what's your take on it?
Well, you know, my first take on it was he didn't want to be controlled by the media. He wanted to be controlled what everybody else tried to force him to do. Because that's what makes him a unique artist, that he moved with his own beat. He did what he wanted.
But let's look at it like this. If I put a gun to you, are you going to pull a gun back because the crowd is watching? Or are you going to pull a gun back because you don't like that he pulled that gun on you?
Pull that gun back because I know you don't like you put that gun on.
Right. So either way, Kendrick pulled the gun out on him. He had the answer. Whether it's because they asking, he had the answer.
I think what happened is, for example, if your friend put a gun on you, you're going to be like, hold up. You're going to be struck back a little bit. I thought we was cool. Like, where this coming from? I think he kind of got
But
hit.
if he shoots, I'm shooting back.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I think he kind of got hit like that. I didn't expect this.
No, but he got hit.
But that's what I'm saying.
He hit him though. So what? He hit him.
You know,
He didn't pull the gun on him. He came with like, bah, da, 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 hit him in the leg. You know what I mean? Like you have to.
And that's what I'm saying. This ain't the first time that he shot at him.
He shot at him. He hit there.
You know what I'm saying? This is not the first time that he shot at him. So that shouldn't be a surprise right there. But
as a fan of the sport, like Dan say, ooh, I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
I don't want to see no verses. I want to see song for song. I want to be like, oh, like that, like when LL used to battle Cannabis. That shit was on the radio. That shit was fun, man. Anybody was mad.
So do y'all think that Drake could probably be the one that, because we already know Drake ain't going out apologizing. You know, that's that light-skinned cats you were talking about earlier, them high yellow cats. We know he ain't gonna back down. He gonna talk his shit. Do you think that will save some life in this battle or this back and forth banter that they got going?
Yeah, but J. Cole's eliminated, but he'll definitely.
Yeah.
But like this, if Drake come back and catch, then that'd be amazing. But I wouldn't. Not amazing because I'm on anybody's side. I'm saying when you watch a fight, someone gets knocked out, then they get up. Like, remember when Tyson Fury got knocked out and he was dead, and then he got back up?
Yeah, against
Deontay
Wilder, yeah.
Yeah, Dante, back. You want to see warriors get up and fight. It's just warriors fighting. I just want to keep seeing the fight.
Now, do you guys feel like Drake and Kendrick Lamar on the same lyricist kind of level?
We'll see.
This is what I say. This is
we'll
what
see.
I say. You can't sleep on Drake. Like,
he's not known for it like that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even when he fired back to all them albums and those diss songs that he was firing back at Meek about, Meek was a battle rapper, and most people will tell you that Meek lost that battle. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Drake, he can't get into the lyrical of a double entendre or something like that, but he can make some shit, man. He's a hit maker.
What Drake did is actually use nowadays genre of music. he used that as a battle and still have fun with it. Still able to be cool, but yeah.
Nah, this nigga dropped the album when he went at Meek shit. This nigga dropped the album like, yeah, nigga, I got mixtapes, I got songs to keep coming at your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Hits. Why he was doing that? That's the genius.
See, one thing I can say, I can say that Kendrick does know not to underestimate him, not to think like, okay, well, you know, Drake is nobody, it's over. You know, since Cole backed out, Cole was the only one that probably give me a good run for my money. You can't really just say that it's over now because, like I say, Drake's been known to come with some shit, man.
Yeah, I believe nobody want to mess with Kendrick right now. He been down. He been quiet for a good little minute. You know, he been prepping things up.
I just still like this. Just my opinion. I still think that Cole is better. He just lost his battle. I still think Cole is better. I mean, I feel like I can relate to him more. That's just me though.
I want him to keep fighting.
You want to keep fighting? Me too. I just felt like he should have still kept it on that slick talk range. You know what I'm saying? And not made a 4-minute track, a 7-minute drill talking about a dude. Like, to me, sometimes that could turn into corny because I really don't want to hear a whole song of you talking about another man. You know what I'm saying? Say what you're gonna say. Stamp your, and keep it like how Kendrick did it. That's what I'm saying. Kendrick said what he said. He didn't make a whole song about it.
Hit him with a couple punchlines. That's all. Hit him with a whole couple punchlines, and you're done. You say what you need to say without saying it.
Yeah.
That's how you get it.
Yeah.
Kendrick said what he didn't say without really saying nobody's name.
Yeah.
Which you already know.
Yeah.
Which was a genius move. And when he used that big three.
Yeah, he won that.
You know, he used that big three. Which is relevant right now. You know what I'm saying? How he did that? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the lead right now. I can't even knock that. You know, I just feel like J. Cole shouldn't have made a whole song about it. You know what I'm saying? I like that slick talk, but I just don't want to hear a whole song about dissing somebody sometimes. You know, like, yeah, back in the day that shit was that, but nowadays, you know, I don't know, say what you're gonna say and keep it tight.
Sounds like he bugged him.
Yeah.
He bugged him. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He bugged him. He got into his skin.
He got you. You know what I'm saying? We all take L's.
But, you know, look forward to the future. And, you know, we'll see what it do.
So how do you think Drake's gonna come back? Think he gonna come with some shit, or you think just Kendrick gonna run away with the W?
You know, any day you could wake up and hear some shit. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
You know, I look forward to it, but if not, again, my take, unless because they wasn't fighting. Again, I'm not clear what they apologized for, or what he apologized for, or who he apologized to. But battle rap is battle rap.
Yeah.
It's a sport. I didn't see no real clear, like, you know, dangerous beef or no shit like that. Nobody getting killed to stretch. Pause. So I thought it was great for hip hop.
Yeah, it is. I love that. I love that about it. Just like you said, all entertainment, man.
So we close it out. About done. Wrap it up, button it up. Pause. We good.
Yeah. So this is another episode of Chopping It Up with me, Greg G. You already know the mogul, the man, the hustler of the decade, last 4 decades, Mr. Bass.
Mr. Relevance still.
And Mr. Garfern Johnson,
Keep doing
the
shit.
best barber in the world, man. American New Network. Tune in, download, subscribe, tell everyone about it. We #1 trender. You know what I'm saying? We here, man. American New Network, Greg G, Relate to Great. CEO Talk.
Y'all know how we rapping.